Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday, and thank you for joining me for another office hours training. I am Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist. And the biggest part of my job as that strategist is to help you create a solid financial relationship, redefining your personal financial relationship so that it works for you, right? And helping you to have some aha moments, some self-discovery moments, helping you see what no longer serves you so that you can release all of that and soar, giving you information that you didn't know that you didn't have, but that you now know that you need. All of this helps with those breakthroughs. That's where you start to shift. That's where the magic happens. Not only in your finances, but in your overall life. I lead with finances, but I always say when you redefine your personal financial relationship so that it works for you, every other area of your life gets better. And so all of August is dedicated to life insurance because it's so very important. And so let's dig into reasons now, different ways to use life insurance. So I started with misconceptions about life insurance, and go back and watch those episodes that were the previous 2 weeks and see what misconceptions you had about life insurance so that you can move past those and use this very powerful tool. And this week we started digging into ways that we can use life insurance. So the third way that I want to talk about using life insurance is as income replacement. So replacing lost salary, right? And let's say, the primary breadwinner in a family passes away unexpectedly. What happens to the family with the loss of that income? So that family depends on that income to cover everyday living expenses such as mortgage or rent, utilities, groceries, transportation. What happens when that's gone unexpectedly, right? And so if they made $50,000, $100,000, or $200,000, that impact is going to be felt immediately now that that is gone. And so now you have a family that's grieving you, and now they also have to figure out, oh my God, what am I going to do to pay these bills? Because this income is gone. Whether the other person in the house earned a living doesn't really matter, because now, in most houses, it's some shared expenses, but think about if it's not, right? So life insurance can provide a death benefit and acts as a replacement for the loss of the salary, ensuring that the surviving family members can maintain that standard of living. They have breathing room. They don't, okay, well, I don't know how I'm going to make this mortgage payment. So now they're considering that and trying to have to, find some other places to live. So ensuring that surviving family can maintain their standard of living and cover their ongoing expenses without financial strain. That's the biggest piece of it, that their life is not financially disrupted upon the death of the person who that primary breadwinner or the non-primary breadwinner, either of them, right? Because it's still going to be some sort of strain on that family. The number 2 reason for life insurance using it as an income replacement is covering childcare and education costs. So let's say a stay-at-home parent who contributes to the household by taking care of the children and managing the home passes away, right? We are oftentimes, they'll say for a stay-at-home parent that person doesn't work, but that person does work, because managing a house, making sure the kids get back and forth to school, to their other activities, grocery shopping, doing all of those things is something, and it will keep you busy all day. So if that person passes away, the surviving spouse may need to hire childcare services, may need to hire cleaning services, may have to adjust their work hours, which then adds additional costs. So all of those things, right, that benefit, that death benefit on that policy of the stay-at-home parent becomes crucial in the adjustments that you have to make because that person is no longer there to do that. So it provides those funds to cover those new expenses, ensuring that the children's care and education continue uninterrupted, even in the absence of one of those parents, right? And in this case, it was that stay-at-home parent. Another reason to use life insurance for income replacement is providing for future financial goals. So let's say there's a couple that plans to send their children to college in the future. If one of those parents who's a significant income earner passes away, the family's ability to save for the college might be jeopardized because now I have to use the income that I would have been putting away for my child's college tuition. I now need to use to pay those bills because the other person's income is no longer there. So life insurance can be used to fund future goals, such as college tuition, ensuring that children's education is secured despite the loss of one parent's income. And so you may get policies. There's so many ways that you can use the tool of life insurance. And so you may get policies on your parents. So you and a spouse or just you yourself, but you may decide that you're going to get policies on your parents. One thing is for sure, everyone has a death date. Whether we want to talk about it or not, everyone has one. So if we know that it's going to happen at some time, we can use this tool of life insurance. And I know somebody's going to say, well, Crystal, I don't want to benefit off of somebody else's death. You're going to hurt. So it's not that you're benefiting. Well, you are benefiting off of it, but you're benefiting off of something that's going to happen anyway. You not having a life insurance policy on somebody so that you're a beneficiary does not make them die quicker, right? I know I want my child to benefit and to have. Most parents would give their life for their children anyway, right? Like I would give my life for my child. So why would I not want to use a tool that will provide wealth for my child? Like make that make sense. I'm not gonna benefit off somebody's death. What? Um, and it's a tool. You're not making that person, you getting that life insurance policy on somebody doesn't make them die quicker. You know what I'm saying? Some people get life insurance because they specifically want someone to benefit. Think about people who, okay, I'm getting this policy because I want to make sure my family is taken care of. I'm getting this policy because I want to leave, X amount of dollars to my favorite charity or to my church, right? Everybody's going to die at some point, right? And so you may say, I'm going to get policies on my parents. You become the owner of the policy and the beneficiary. They are the insured. You're paying the premiums every single month. And again, you or your trust is the beneficiary with the sole purpose of those funds going for whatever it is that you want them to go to. It might be for college. It might be, for your kids. And this is, you got a policy on their grandkids, right? So it might be for their college. It might be for wedding later on, helping them to start a business. But again, everybody has a death date and we just need to stop. I don't know. Everybody got a death date and you don't control that. You know what I mean? And so if we can utilize a tool to benefit or to pass down some generational wealth, it just makes sense because the person is going to die at some point anyway, because everybody is, right? So another reason when you think about using life insurance for income replacement is supporting a surviving spouse's retirement. So a couple might be planning for retirement together, relying on both of those incomes to contribute to the retirement savings. If one spouse passes away, the surviving spouse may struggle to save enough for retirement, but with that death benefit, right? Now that death benefit is helping to fund that retirement savings. So that lump sum, yep, it will replace the lost income, but it also will allow that surviving spouse to continue saving for retirement and maintain their financial independence. And then one other reason I want to talk about is just maintaining a family owned business, using that life insurance policy and replacement income. And so let's say one spouse runs a family owned business and their income is vital for the business and the household. If the business owner passes away, the family may struggle to keep the business running and maintaining that income. Or if the business owner passes away, and let's say they had a buy sell agreement with their partner that would buy that partner out, there still needs to be income. You may get that, but where's that additional revenue that that business owner brought into that house that you now don't have? And so it can provide the necessary funds to either keep the business operational, cover any debts, hire someone to take over the business operations, all of the things to ensure that the family source of income remains stable. And there are other uses of life insurance when it comes to business. We will talk about those later. But again, being able to make sure that there's adequate coverage that we can utilize when to replace the income of that person who goes on to glory, right? And so remember, life insurance is a necessity, right? It is a necessity. And when I talk about getting your financial house in order, life insurance is a part of that. Leaving your loved ones without your income, right? And to try to figure things out is so irresponsible. And you don't even have to do it, right? Life insurance solves that problem. When you talk about you love your family, the least you can do is have adequate life insurance. And we as a people, Black folks, are missing out on an industry that can help stop that 2053 prediction of Blacks having zero wealth. We're missing out on the benefits of having life insurance, and we're also missing out on the benefits of having a career in life insurance. Getting your financial house in order is how we ensure the prediction doesn't become a reality, right? And 2053 is only 29 years away. So we can't wait to start working on our finances. We're talking about life insurance this month, but it's also budget credit. Like, what are you going to do and how are you even going to pass down some generational wealth? We talk about it. Life insurance is one of the tools to help us do so, right? And it's a less expensive tool because real estate is another way, but you have to have the money to invest, more money to invest in real estate. Life insurance is a way to be able to do that doesn't cause you to get a loan or doesn't take a lot of upfront capital in order to be able to do that. So we talk about breaking generational curses as well. And if the curse is going to stop with you, then the new system of success must start with you. You have to get the tools in order to create those new systems of success to pass down that generational wealth. So you can already imagine, I'm going to be on repeat all this month, that my favorite thing is none other than life insurance, right? And I love this, the family being under the umbrella, because that's exactly what life insurance is. It is a cover, right? It helps. It just does. Again, we have to get out of the thought of, profiting off of someone's death. It's a tool. And it's a tool that can be used for something that we know at some point is going to happen. No one knows the date or time, but we know it's going to happen. And so how do we utilize that tool to help maintain financial independence in our family, but also be able to create some wealth along the way? So what do I want you to do? Oh, no, go back. Before we do this, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Think about how the money a beneficiary could receive. Think about the money that a beneficiary would receive. How could that money be used to maintain the life of those still living? So for right now, for later in life, and then to set them up in adulthood. So for some of you are going to have to think about are going to have to take your person out of it. You're going to have to take you out of it. You're going to have to take your family members out of it, just in general, right? So use another family or imaginary family if thinking about the death of your loved ones is hard. But how could the death benefits, so the money that the beneficiary would receive, how could that impact that person, someone, that the beneficiary's life? And I want you to just write all of those ways down. So could it help pay off debt, like the house that they're living in right now, because the person that died was paying that mortgage payment? Could it help them to buy a house? Could it help them to start the business? Could it help them to pay for college for the kids? Right? Just whatever it is that you could think about, write it down. Just write it down. Ways that, let's say if somebody was left $500,000, how could that benefit the person that receives that benefit, those dollars? Just write it down. Just start to think about it, and write it down, so that you start to, because what's going to happen is you're going to get other downloads. You're then going to ultimately start to think about your own personal situation, your family, and you're going to think about, oh yeah, you know what? We don't have any money saved for college. What if my child wants to get married? You know how much weddings cost now? Like, just write those things down. Just start to think about it. And again, you're going to start to get ideas about how it can help you personally, or your kids personally, or the next generations that follow you personally. It can help you start to think about that. You're going to start to think about you if you started with, thinking about an imaginary family and not your own, right? So what are the 3 things that I want you to do after this? Definitely complete the life insurance calculator to see how much coverage you should have. That is a start. How we get there could be various ways, based off what you need, based off what you want in life, based off what you want for your kids. Do you need to be able to pull money out to help supplement your income? All of those things, but at least start to look at how much coverage you should have through that life insurance calculator. The link is in the description below. And then schedule that free consultation with me, and let's discuss the options. Let's talk about the things before you just go out and get a policy, because there's no cookie cutter. It's not just about replacing your income. I mean, at minimum, that's something that you should do, but it's not just about replacing your income. It's so much more than goes into it than that. And so think about those things, and let's just talk about it, talk through it. And then let's get you the coverage that you need in order to fill any gaps that you have and get your children insured. Even if you say, you know what, I'm not going to get but this amount on me, we still need to set your children up, right? It's not just about you. It's also about the generations. So the generations that follow you, so your children and your grandchildren, we want to make sure that all of those things are, all of these people are taken care of. So the link to schedule a life insurance consultation with me is in the description below. There is also in the description below links to do if you just want to do a checkup or some strategy. Those links are below as well. Just make sure if you're scheduling anything with me that you click on the right link. There is some charge for strategy. Life insurance consultations are absolutely free, but also there's questions that are going to be asked when you go to schedule that. And those questions and the answers that you give allow me to be better prepared for my conversation with you. So if any of this information has been helpful to you, I hope it has been. Like I did a workshop online, Financially Flawless, All Women. Flawless is an acronym for Financially Literate Amazing Women Learning Economic Success Strategies. But I did a workshop as part of the series that I did for Amazing Black Women Week through my organization, the Amazing Women Network. And it was virtual, and there was no set agenda. I wanted to be able to answer questions that people had. But one of the things when we got to life insurance, and we talked about life insurance and just some of the ways that you use it, the reception that I got, and I mean, the questions and then the comments after just talked about how useful that the information was and how some of the stuff that I shared, they just had no idea about. Like, and these are not, these very well educated women, making really good money. They just had no idea because we don't know what we don't know. So even if you're talking to somebody, you may not even know what questions to ask. And so how do you go ask about a thing that you don't even know about initially? And it could be a tool that could really benefit your life. So I think it's really important to always stay tapped in to that. And as I end with this, always remember to give yourself some grace. It's really important along your journey. Of course, I lead with finances, but in every area of your life, as you walk through your journey in this life, giving yourself some grace. Someone said yesterday, someone actually said on the call, well, Crystal, how much grace am I supposed to give myself? As much grace as it takes in order for you to keep walking your journey. That's super, super important, and keep striving for your next level. Never, ever, ever give up on you. You are so worthy of the fight. You are so worthy of the journey. You are so worthy of the outcome on the other side of that. You are so worthy of your next level. Invest in you. I promise you, is the best investment that you will make, and you will never, ever, ever regret it. I'm Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Be sure to join me for the private online Q&A immediately following. The link is in the description. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on so you never miss this opportunity. Thank you again, and I will see you on the other side.